Hello, I'm Peter, your friendly OET tutor, here to build up your English language knowledge and skills, both for the OET and for work in an English-speaking healthcare environment. Let's have a look at compound nouns. What are compound nouns? Well, we have suitcase, hairbrush, toothbrush, Swiss cheese, cheese sandwich, wooden spoon, and birthday card. In fact, this everyday scene has a lot of objects that could be described using compound nouns. In fact, compound nouns do appear in OET. If you look at the 5 sample listening tests part A on OET.com, you'll find that compound nouns represent the 3rd most common type of answer. It's important that you know you're dealing with a compound noun. For example, one student gave an answer of aerobics. It's a type of exercise. They didn't get the mark because the correct answer was aqua aerobics, a compound noun. Aqua aerobics being a type of aerobics. In the writing, compound nouns are quite common. If you look at the medicine and nursing sample letters, you'll see that there are quite a few compound nouns, and quite a few of them are medical compound nouns. And I've shown these in red and underlined. So what are compound nouns? They're different from simply an adjective and a noun. For example, white paper. Paper is a noun. White here is an adjective, and it describes the colour of the paper. This is different from rice paper. Rice appears to be in the same position as white, same position in the word, but rice is a noun and paper is a noun. Rice paper describes a type of paper, in this case used in cooking. So the difference between an adjective and a noun and a compound noun is that a compound noun classifies, groups, says what type of thing is this. So we've got rice paper. If you give a present, you will give it in wrapping paper. We also have tissue paper, a type of paper. The same could be said for bottles. We're a green bottle. Green is an adjective, it describes the colour of the bottle. But there are lots of compound nouns about different types of bottles, such as perfume bottles, bottles that contain perfume, water bottles, and medicine bottles. So compound nouns classify what type of object you're dealing with. Now, you'll remember that some of the compound nouns, like tissue paper and wrapping paper, are made of 2 words. There are some that are made out of 3. But there are lots that seem to be made out of just 1 word, such as toothbrush and suitcase. The reason for this is that they simply, with usage and popular usage, it's quicker and easier to spell out these words as single words, such as football. Football, a very popular sport, started off as 2 words, but very quickly became a single compound noun, football. There are some cases where there is a difference in meaning between 2 words. For example, blackbird, where the words are separate. In this case, this is an adjective and a noun describing a bird that is black, but a single compound noun, blackbird, describes a specific species of bird. lots of different types of compound nouns. I would guess that, like football, that noun compound nouns are the most common. I would guess. I don't know, but I would guess that that's the case. So compound nouns made out of other nouns, such as football, railway station, bus stop, and such like. There are others. We've got a noun verb, sunrise, a noun preposition, mother-in-law, a preposition verb, input, overthrow, verb preposition, check-in, shut down, preposition nouns, upstairs, underground, adjective nouns, such as whiteboard and shut down. There aren't many rules to do with compound nouns. If you want to make a plural of compound noun, you simply add the s like a normal noun, but s at the end of the last element. So railway station, railway stations. There are a few compound nouns in which the s is not placed on the final element, but they're very rare, such as mother-in-law, mothers-in-law. But there's also a little bit of a rule of pronunciation. I'll give out some compound nouns and see if you can hear the difference. So we've got general hospital, computer mouse, bookcase, and heart attack. That's different from these. See if you can hear the difference. Wooden spoon, paper plane, tin can, cheese sandwich. Could you hear the difference? Well, normal compound nouns have the stress on the last element, whereas in cases where the first element describes the material in which something is made, the stress goes on the first element. Now, there's something also very interesting about compound nouns. That is, they have to be understood as a compound noun by the people who use the language. In other words, they're culturally sensitive. Let me give you an example. If you went to Britain, you will hear people talk, or you may hear people talk, about a high street shop or high street shops. High street shops are those shops that are commonly found in the main shopping street or area of a British town or city. Often they're very famous names. So we have another compound noun called a high street name, and they're found in most of the country's towns and cities. It's an established compound noun, a high street shop, in this case made out of 3 words. Then we have a village shop. A shop in a village. It's often the only shop in the village and sells a variety of goods. Again, if you talked about a village shop to a British person, and probably to many other English users, they would know what you mean by a village shop. But if you said a town shop, people wouldn't know what you meant. They may guess what you meant, and they may guess right or they may guess wrong. But a town shop, because it's not accepted as by the users of British English as a compound noun, doesn't exist as a compound noun. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe, like, share, and I'd be very interested to hear your comments down below. Till next time.